All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live with Frightmare HQ. My name is Lloyd Cryer, and I am here today.
You're Lloyd Cryer?
I'm Lloyd Cryer, and I'm here today with, who are you?
I'm Carlos Blueberry, the third.
The third.
The third.
The third.
The third.
I don't know what that reminds me of. The third. Who, me?
Yeah, what are you up to today?
I've been running around doing errands. Did a little Christmas shopping today. Not a whole lot. But, that's kind of what's happening around the Cryer household, just trying to get things done. It's always a list around here. There's always something to do.
You always got too much stuff to do. You're just like a wild beast, Lloyd. You know that?
I don't know, man.
You're a wild, crazy beast, man.
I'm kind of yawny all of a sudden, too.
Man, I've been getting ready for the Christmas market. It's coming.
It is going to be here soon, the Christmas market. It's going to be fun. We got Linnea Quigley. I'm so excited. If you had asked me 20 years ago if I was going to have a shop selling all horror stuff and that Linnea Quigley was going to come to that shop and, hang out, I would have never believed you.
Ha! I mean, I wouldn't have... If you told me half the shit that we've done, I would have been like, no.
Nah, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Yeah, same here. 20
years ago, I was 16 and I was really fat and all I did was watch horror movies and I was I was always out of breath. I love horror movies so much.
I don't believe that.
No, it's true. I was that's 100% me 20 years ago. I was I just watch Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead all the time. I didn't need friends.
Why are you out of breath if all you do is watch horror movies?
Because I was fat. I ate so much I couldn't breathe. Just watch Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead all the time. Todd, I didn't need friends. This year has a cult favorite of mine. I hope they cover it. If not, I will yell and scream. Dude, I don't know which one it is. But I can tell you 97 was a really shitty year. It's a horrible year.
Well, I was looking at some of the stuff you sent me, and it's pretty bare. So I'm guessing
it's
just by looking over everything, it's not much of a year.
Yeah, it's not really. I struggled very hard to do this. My original agenda for you guys of ones I actually thought were fun to cover were 6 movies, and I was well, this is gonna last 20 minutes. It's let's bump it up a little bit.
So you had to do some more digging, huh?
Yeah, I had to do some digging, and I got real deep. But it's all right.
It's all right. I do see a couple on the list that I can dig into a little bit, and I know that I enjoy them. So I think it'll be a decent year. But before we get into the year, let's say hello to everybody. What do you think?
Heck yeah, I love talking to people.
So
who's here?
Mr. 80s says, "What's up, guys? What's up, Mr. 80s?"
Mr. 80s, one of my favorite people. It's Mr. 80s.
That's right. Travis Brown.
Oh, downtown Travis Brown, the man.
Todd Lewis.
Todd Lewis is pretty awesome too.
What's up, Chrissy Gilliland?
Oh, Chrissy. I'm glad Chrissy's here because I was thinking before the show, if Chrissy's not here, I'm going to just stop doing the show today.
That's what I was going to say. Jesse Watts is watching us. Jesse Watts.
Jesse Watts.
That sounded like that came out like Borat. Jesse Watt.
I like Jesse Watts. Yes. Okay. Very nice, Jesse Watts.
Ali Tappa is here, and Stephen Burt is here.
Burt makes it hurt. Somebody told me that.
That's what I've heard. Someone going by the name Bad Boy 98 761.
No, you don't mess with Bad Boy 98 761.
I think that's Scooby D.
Scooby D is scary.
Chrissy asked, Lloyd, where's the hat? I got a haircut. Did anybody notice? I got a haircut.
Yeah, I did notice that, Lloyd. I was going to mention it.
Yeah, I trimmed it.
I
decided to go back to the hairstylist. I got my hair done.
You got your hair done, did?
I got my hair done.
I got my hair done, did too. It's looking pretty good. It took me a while to fix my hair before the show. I worked on it for about an hour, getting my hair all nice and parted.
Oh, yeah. I bet you did. Took a long time.
Dude, it's not my fault.
We're not even through. We're not even through. We got Richard Nettleton. We haven't even said hi to Richard Nettleton.
Nettleton is here.
Let me see. John Kolchak is here.
Hope you're feeling John's better, here. John. Yeah, he got hurt. Hope you're feeling better. I miss you.
We do miss you. Jennifer Keisendahl. Howdy, howdy. I think that's an
awesome last name.
It is.
That's an awesome last name.
JRE is here. My goodness.
JRE. JRE.
And Charles Anderson, our brother from another country. Charles Anderson.
Our brother from another country, all the way out in the United Kingdom. Oh, yeah.
Richard Nettleton said Lloyd got his her did.
He got it did. Me and Lloyd are actually going to go. Me and Lloyd are actually going to go for pedicures after the show, too. We're getting our toes did before Saturday.
Hell, hey, you know what? Have you ever had a pedicure?
Nobody wants to go down there.
Dude.
It's pretty scary.
Dude, it's awesome if you've never done it.
Dude.
I don't mind admitting it at all. My wife taught me into it years ago, and I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome.
I don't know. I don't want nobody to go down there. I mean, my feet look like, I don't know, you remember their feet in the Lost Boys when they're hanging? That's my feet. That's my feet down there.
Oh my Lord. Jeanette Nolan just sorry, I'm reading something else. Jeanette Nolan just popped in, but Jennifer Keisendahl said, "Thanks, you all butchered that last name wonderful."
What's I want to know how it is. Tell us exactly how it's.
How do we get her to tell us to pronounce it?
Phonetically.
Keisendahl?
Go phonetically.
I don't know. It looks like Keisendahl to me, but it must be.
It's all silent. It's pronounced Johnson.
It must be German. Keisendahl.
Nine! I bet you Udo Kier would know it. I am Udo Kier. I know all about Keisendahl.
Yeah.
I am a very famous Hollywood actor. I played Keisendahl.
That's right.
Keisendahl.
Oh, Keisendahl.
Keisendahl.
Okay.
That's even better. I like that last name. Keisendahl.
That's better. Sorry we butchered your name, but, you know. I'm just a poor boy from the country. I don't know how to pronounce big words.
I'm just a homeless wizard Lloyd found outside. I had a sign that said, "We'll do magic for horror movies." Lloyd picked me up.
So Charles says that they're going into a tier system, 1 to 3. 3 is the worst. No theaters or cinema, etc.
Man.
Oh boy.
Well,
I thought, Charles, why don't you have the vaccine yet? You should have that by now. You're like English royalty over there, aren't you?
He is. Man, he's like
once.
It's like the Queen of England, and then there's like Prince Charles, and then there's Charles Anderson. He's like boom, boom, boom. So,
Jennifer Keisendahl said, "You guys have me crying. I'm laughing so hard. It's great."
Well, also everybody, tonight at some point during the show, I'm going to give away a copy of Abominable.
Ooh,
because
beautiful.
Man, it's a fun movie. This has Jeffrey Combs in it, Lance Henderson, Dee Wallace-Stone. It is a perfect Christmas movie, but you probably won't get it before Christmas because the mail's all messed up right now. The mail's taking forever to do anything. So this is a good New Year's Day movie for you.
There you go. There you go.
I'm telling you, dude. There's stuff I sent out like 2 weeks ago that's like not even there yet to places. So if you guys want anything, your stuff's in the mail, but don't expect it anytime soon. That's not me. That's the post office.
Yeah. Let's see. So Charles Anderson says over 80s and care homes is the people that are getting it right now. Well, we just thought you were like, because I know that you guys started giving the vaccine out before we did, so I was like, surely Charles Anderson will be at the top of the list. That's just
I
what I
figured
thought.
he would. You know, when I was in London before, I kept seeing Charles Henderson's picture all over the flags and stuff, and I was like, damn, it's crazy. I was like, what's he doing on the flag? Then it was just like he started doing our show, and I was like, woo, we got royalty in here.
Yeah,
damn.
But he's kind of like who is it?
I need some dancing music.
He's kind of like our dear leader over there. I thought like Kim Jong Un.
He's our Frightmare HQ leader over there.
Yeah.
We're starting factions, guys. He's the leader of the UK branch. All right.
That's right. All right, guys.
Where's my dance music? Hold on.
I don't know. You do that. Let's play your dance music.
That's not my dance music, though. I don't know where it is. Here it is.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and start with 1997, and we'll try our best here, guys. Now, we're still trying to figure out when we're done, if we're going to the 2000s or another decade. I don't know.
I don't know yet either, Charles, and I'm not sure what I want to do either. This might take some consternation.
It's going to take a little bit of thought process on how we going to scare the hell out of you, because I don't know. We're going to scare the hell out of you. I feel like looking into the 2000s, and I wouldn't mind the 2000s, but it's even worse than the 90s, guys. There's not a lot that's released. It's kind of slim.
Yeah.
So
we'll go back to the 80s.
We're going to start the 80s all over again, and I can actually do a second batch of 80s movies. How about that?
Maybe we'll just go into a new direction altogether.
Tip for the sexy dance.
Wait a minute. Richard Nettleton tipped us $5 and said a tip for the sexy dance.
Man, we sexy.
Bam.
Damn.
$5. What are we gonna buy?
What we're gonna do?
We're gonna buy another Blu-ray to give away.
Hell yeah, that's all we do. We like giving you guys shit away. That's all we do with our lives. We love it.
All right. Were you gonna say something, or are you ready to start?
I was gonna tell everybody again. Thanks for joining us, and feel free to hit the like button as we're going through here, because that helps us. But if we do go back to the 80s, I'm down for doing like romantic comedies. We could do romantic comedies of the 80s.
There you go.
We could do that.
Perfect. Romantic comedies.
Yep.
All right. So Mr. 80s put his vote in 2000 to 2010 is where he wants. He wants the 2000s.
All right, guys. This is what I'll do is, at some point after this show, I'm going to put a poll on our Facebook page, and everybody can pick. Whenever you pick, we'll do it.
That's what we'll do. Okay.
All right. We're going to start with 97. Let's do it.
Let's do 97. Excited. All right. Let's see. I'm number one on the list. So the first movie is a homicide detective and an anthropologist try to destroy a South American lizard-like god who's on a people-eating rampage in a Chicago museum.
Fucking Beatles!
Yeah, released January 10th, 1997. It's the American monster horror film, The Relic, directed by Peter Hyams, based on the 1995 novel Relic by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child.
Ooh, it's a spooky movie.
You know, I saw this movie years and years, whenever I saw it on VHS, because I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it. And I remember absolutely nothing about it. I don't remember this movie, and I've seen
Really?
it. Yep. I don't remember what happened. I remember, it was a museum and an anthropologist and all kinds of stuff, but that's all I remember.
Well, I kind of enjoyed this. It's a fun little monster film. The effects in it were done by Stan Winston, so that's a kind of a positive.
That's a plus.
The book was pretty similar, but the book was actually based in New York Natural History Museum. And despite being offered like a 7-figure sum to film there, they turned it down because they said that the book portrayed their staff as incompetent. And they didn't like that. And they also said they were going to be afraid that kids would be scared to come to the museum. No kid's ever going to watch this movie, but there's that. But hey, I grew up in Chicago. In Chicago, we don't give a shit about nothing. And the Chicago Field Museum of Natural History said, "Oh yeah, you can film here. We don't care. Give us that money. We like money up in here."
There you go.
And that's what happened. So it was rewritten to be a Chicago movie.
So is this something?
But overall,
are you saying this is something I should go back and revisit?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing like, knock out of the park, but it's a fun little movie. It has a couple of downsides. It was shot really dark, so it's kind of some of the scenes were very, very dark, and so maybe a little issue with lighting, but it's definitely watchable. I mean, not a classic or anything, but I'm always I'm a pretty big fan of the director. Peter Hyams did a lot of fun stuff I enjoyed. He wrote and directed Capricorn 1 from the late 70s.
Okay.
He also directed a fantastic movie I love called Stay Tuned with John Ritter.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that movie?
I love that.
Oh, that's
movie.
a great.
What
great
does
movie.
it say when I can remember that movie, but I can't remember The Relic?
Because Stay Tuned is amazing.
It really is.
Stay Tuned is so great.
I recently rewatched that, and it's still just as good as it used to be.
Oh, it holds up so well. It holds up so well. And I remember we did 92. I really wanted to put that on the list, but it's so not a horror movie. It's just a comedy, even though it's based about the devil. And I was really upset because I really wanted to just make everybody watch that movie because it's so great.
I think we should just dedicate a whole show to that movie.
We could.
Mm-hmm.
I could dedicate a whole show to Stay Tuned. But, I mean, yeah, this director I like. He also did the 2001 A Space Odyssey sequel, 2010. He, wrote, direct, and shot it. So he basically did that whole movie. But, yeah, I mean, The Relic is something to rewatch. I think I put a trailer in for it. We could throw the trailer up if we want.
For which one?
The Relic.
All I got trailers for was Event Horizon and your honorable mention. I got posters.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Was there more?
Yeah, there was 5 or 6 of them.
Oh,
4
on trailers themselves.
Yeah.
So when I opened 1997, there's 6 things in there. There's a cube. I don't want to go through it, but there's posters, and then there's Event Horizon and the honorable mention.
Ooh. That's it. What'd you do?
I didn't do nothing.
I don't know where
this is on you, Charles. But that's okay because I love you, and you can make mistakes, just like I can. Are you seeing it in there?
Dang.
But
never mind then. Screw it. We don't need it.
Yeah. Well, we can keep going. So The Relic.
Yeah, The Relic. I mean, I definitely recommend checking out if you haven't seen it. It's kind of weird because it's on Prime Video right now, so I definitely recommend Prime Video. It's one of those movies that's out of print in the U.S. for some reason, fetches a lot of money, but there's actually an import-free Blu-ray you can get from the U.K. that's only like $9, and it's actually
really?
a better copy, than the one we have here. So I'd recommend that. I would recommend that.
Perfect. Well, it sounds good to me. I'll check that one out again. It's been years and years.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys haven't ever figured out yet, our Google Drive is sometimes possessed that we put stuff in. So
you see that too? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Oh, I see. Wishmaster just showed up. Whoops.
There's
stuff showing up now. Are you throwing stuff in there?
I just put Wishmaster in there just to see if it would go.
Yep, that one came through.
But it's kind of our Google Drive is possessed because I don't upload those automatically. It all comes from a folder automatically to Google Drive. So who knows? But screw it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but
because you didn't even get all the posters or anything either. Who knows?
Huh?
Oh well.
Well, that's crazy. Well,
we don't need them though.
We don't need no stinking videos, man.
We don't need any of that crap. Screw that crap, guys.
That's right.
So, yeah, I mean, let's just keep moving. But yeah, Relic's great. Penelope Ann Miller's in it. Tom Sizemore's in it. It's a pretty good movie. Give it a shout or give it a watch if you are feeling frosty. It's not the best movie, but it's a fun watch.
Perfect. All right, so you're next. Then we'll go to the next one.
Oh,
somebody just reminded us that Google had an issue, and they're still not quite back to 100%. So, I remember that Drive and a whole bunch of stuff went down. So that may be part of the problem.
Well, that's fun. Yeah. Yeah, we throw everything into Google Drive, a shared drive, when we download it. So, so we're gonna be missing some trailers and stuff in this one because it's too hard to get them in. That's not on. It must have been Google because it doesn't move this stuff over.
Yeah.
Who cares? Because we don't need that stuff.
We don't need it, baby.
We don't need it. What I've got for you guys now is a movie that's in here. It's a movie that came out. So it's a movie from 1997. So that's what we have. I'm trying with the 97, guys. It's not my year, all right? All right. A vampire seeking revenge on his creator confronts the master of the undead. This was a direct-to-video release, February 25th, 97. It's a Romanian-U.S. horror film called Vampire Journals. It's actually a spin-off of the Subspecies film series. And it was written and directed by Ted Nicola, who also did Subspecies. So, it makes sense. So, the Vampire Journals it's actually not bad. Yeah, there's the poster up for it. The poster is a lot better than the movie, so I could say that. The poster art is really cool. It was one of those movies that you saw in the video store and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna rent that.
Yeah, it's gonna be badass.
You rented it and you were like, oh shit, I'm gonna watch this.
Charles, I don't know about you, but I kind of got used to that. You would learn to pick out movies that were bad. You could look at the cover and go, wait, this cover is way too good. There's got to be something wrong here.
Something's wrong.
Did anybody else
hold on here
develop those over the years, rating movies?
Yeah, did you guys?
I'm sure a lot of people did.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys did, but there's actually a lot of people who like Vampire Journals. I guess you really have to be a fan of the Subspecies series that it's kind of branched from. Mm-hmm. I was laughing because I was pulling some reviews from people on Vampire Journals, and there was a bunch that were like, the best movie that's ever existed. There was a couple that were like, the best vampire movie since the original Dracula. And I'm like, whoa, holy shit. Well, I'm like, you've only seen two movies then. You've only seen Dracula and this one.
Okay, so it's full moon. So let's get that out of the way. It is full moon. So, you got about a 50-50 shot. I mean, it could be 50-50. Fucking amazing, or it could be just terrible.
Yeah. I'll say that if you're a diehard fan of weird, gothic, just drag on your ass horror, you're going to love this movie. It's one of those movies where you're just like, yeah. Those movies, like, if you're a fan of those gothic movies where you're about 2 seconds from falling asleep most of the time, you're going to love this one. You're going to love that. So, I'm just saying, it's out there for you.
I don't have much else to add but the same on this movie. In fact, I think I probably did fall asleep,
But sometimes that helps the editing process because you only see bits and pieces. You're like, damn, that was a good movie. It was like 26 minutes long. It's perfect. I love it. If
y'all see weird stuff flash across Charles's face, that's me trying to load stuff that he just uploaded to Google, so it's okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll just start double checking Google because I basically have a folder on my thing that automatically uploads to Google, and it actually says 15 of 15 uploaded successfully to Google. I have a little reminder, so it's possessed.
Ah, gotcha.
But you know what? We don't need that stuff here, though.
We don't need it. We don't need it. I know why.
Because we're so amazing that
we know our movies. That's our new go. What do you call it? Like title.
I don't know movies.
We know movies.
We know movies here. All right. We know one movie. It's called Battlefield Earth. It's our favorite movie.
That's the best movie ever made.
It really is. So, yeah, Vampire Journals. So if you want to watch it, it's actually on Tubi, free with ads. This is the only person in the world that will show this streaming is Tubi, free with ads. Nobody else is going near this movie. So, Tubi's like, I got this. That's Tubi, though. Tubi, every movie, they're like, I got you. All right. All you got to do is watch 4 commercials about Colgate toothpaste, and I got you. Like, all right.
You can watch Vampire Journals on Tubi. You just have to watch like 4 commercials about toothpaste.
About Colgate toothpaste. You're in the good scene, the vampire, it's all dark, and you're about to fall asleep, and all of a sudden you're like, new Colgate, fresh breath. And you're like, whoa, holy shit.
Holy moly.
What happened?
Well,
what happened?
I don't know that there's a whole lot you can say about vampire journals. I think we probably already said most.
I think we covered, I don't know, everything.
Yeah.
I guess you could say we covered everything.
We covered everything, yeah. We did have a poster for that one, though, so we'll show that again.
We did. And again, the poster is beautiful. The poster is the best thing about...
See,
pretty close.
If I look at this poster, I can say the plot would probably be as follows. A Necronomicon type Book of the Dead
Buggins
summons vampires into our reality. The floodgates are opened with vampires, all from the Vampire Journal.
All from the Vampire Journal. If I have to agree with you, I would probably say that this is a cooking show about a vampire who wants to show us his most favorite delicacies in his journal of fun.
What if you just opened it up and it was like, Dear Journal, today,
Dear Journal,
my friend told me I was stupid.
Today, my friend Tobias, who's only 112, told me I was a poopy head. But I told him I'm 146, and I've been sucking blood a lot longer than you.
That's
and
right.
I'm mad.
Thank you, Journal.
Mad. Thank you, Journal, from Vampire. That's all it says.
Okay.
From Vampire. You can't
God.
read my journal. It's my journal. It's my special vampire journal. You can't read it.
Mr.
Oh my God, then Udo Kier could be in that movie.
Mr. 80s asked if we're going to do a 1998 year of horror. Yes, we are going to finish out the 90s.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, we're doing them all, baby. Don't worry.
All right.
We ain't screwing around.
So let's go to the next one. And this one is one that we didn't get. Well, it looks like I didn't get any media on this one, so bummer. A group
There
of
was
teens,
a poster at one point, but we don't need it, though.
We don't need that. A group of teens entertain themselves by telling an anthology of famous urban legends with a modern twist. Released February 28th, 1997. This is the American anthology horror film Campfire Tales, directed by Matt Cooper, Martin Kunert, and David Simmel. Campfire Tales.
Well, directed by 3 people that you never hear from again. We'll sum that up. We'll sum it real easy. But Campfire Tales is actually, it's kind of worth a look. It's a pretty decent anthology. Everybody wanted, we're 1 year after Scream, guys, and everybody wanted to make something. So this is
something edgy that the young ones would
something
like.
Edgy. This is, had a cast of kind of familiar looking people from TV. It was a decent sell. But I mean, it's an interesting take on urban legend collections. They kind of redo some of the urban legend tales. I think it's actually a pretty decent film. It's a lot of fun. It's not made that well. It's not meant to be made well, but it's actually it's written quite well. And, it's not overly cheap, even though it wasn't made that well because you don't really have a known cast and we don't really have a known crew on it. But yeah, I like it. It's surprisingly difficult to find now. It really is.
Yeah.
It's never been released on Blu-ray. The DVD is way gone. It's not streaming anywhere. So it's one of those movies that, it's kind of grew a little bit of a cult following, and I'm feeling that it may come out on Blu-ray at some point. This seems like a movie that Vinegar Syndrome would do. It really does.
Oh yeah.
But
so
I would tell Campfire Tales with you, Lloyd, around the campfire.
Well, hell yeah. My problem with this movie is I always get it confused because there's 1991 Campfire Tales with Gunnar Hansen. There is Campfire Stories from like 01. And then there's another movie that has a similar title, and I can't think of what it is, but it had James Earl Jones in it. And for some reason, I always get that movie mixed up with it too. But I don't even think the title is even close to. I don't know what it is. I'll find it.
I think it's called Field of Dreams.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
It's Field of Dreams. All right. Now, no, this is a good movie. It's actually got a pretty fun cast in it. People who will become more recognizable later, like James Marsden, who was an X-Men, Amy Smart, who did a bunch of stuff, Christine Taylor, Ron Livingston, just a bunch of people who would, kind of do more stuff later on.
Yeah.
But it's a movie that was not really meant to ever go anywhere, just to sell tickets. And it sold some tickets, but it's kind of enjoyable. If you could find it. Good luck finding it.
Yeah, so it's Graham Prairie Tales. Twitch Nate just told me. The one
Grand Prairie?
Grim Prairie Tales.
I thought you said Grand Prairie. I'm like, like in Grand Prairie, Texas?
No.
Up the street?
No,
What's it about? A bunch of Kroger and white people? Is that what it's about?
Yeah.
It's all
It came out in 1990, had James Earl Jones, Brad Dourif. It's an anthology of 4 stories, and I always get that one and the other Campfire Stories mixed up with this Campfire Stories. But that's not important.
Well, that shows you that nothing's spookier than a campfire, because you got to put that in every movie.
That is
the
right.
Campfire Stories, the Campfire Legends, the Campfire Scary Time Story Man. All these movies.
Exactly.
It's my favorite.
So this one, I do know what this one is, though, and I agree with you. It's a pretty good movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember enjoying this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's an anthology that has been done before, and they've been done a lot worse than this one. So this one's it's a good fun. There's some good takes. Like all anthologies, a couple stories are better than others, but
yeah,
it's worth a watch. And it's, if you have kids that are like in junior high, they'd probably love this movie a lot too. So there you go.
yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like a market for this. It was junior high and high school, and they would love it. So
yeah,
there you go.
So you're next up. The next one's a big one. No media for this, unfortunately, but.
Dang, man, where'd all this media go?
I don't know, brother.
Screw it.
It's all right.
Well, this one is it's a piece of shit, but people like it. I'm gonna put it up there.
Really?
Right.
Okay, go. Charles.
We're gonna. All right, guys. A recovering alcoholic and his family move into a haunted hotel as caretakers for the winter. Oh, Jesus. What can this be? This debuted on wonderful made-for-television ABC, April 27th, 1997. It's the horror miniseries The Shining, directed by Mick Garris, something that did not need to be remade. Based on Stephen King's novel, and also it was adapted by Stephen King, too, for television, because Stephen King said he was going to make something better than what Stanley Kubrick done put out in the 80s.
Yeah.
On TV.
He said, I'm going to scare the hell out of you with my version.
I'm going to scare. You got to do the eyes. I'm going to scare the hell out of you with Shining.
My version's going to scare you. Scare the hell out of you.
Television.
Because
it's made for television.
It's much better than that Stanley Kubrick. We all know he's a jagoff.
He's a jackass. He said he was going to make The Shining, and he made a dumb movie. He's what he says, too.
Oh, yeah.
He literally pushed to make this movie because he always hated Stanley Kubrick's Shining, even though it's one of the best things that's ever been made in the history of cinema. And he said that he's going to make a faithful adaptation of his super X-rated book in a made-for-television general audience environment somehow. That's never going to work, you dumb son of a bitch. Now, I love you, but I always fight with people over The Shining. Some people love this damn miniseries, and I will say this is more faithful to the book, because I have read the book a few times, and it being faithful is not a good thing, because you're left wanting the actual book, which they have to cut out because little Timmy and little Sarah are watching this with mommy at home and getting spookied. It has some ridiculous things in it. I cut together some clips, and our damn media didn't load, but there's just dumb clips like where the dog guy jumps out. He's like, "Roof, roof! Oh, you can't go nowhere, Tony. I'm the dog." Roof, roof. Just like, I hate this damn movie.
Somebody just commented, and I've lost it. Here it is. It was Chrissy. She said this one was so boring, and that pretty much sums it up. This movie was
and it was, it's, Stephen King and Kubrick always fought about his damn Shining. Stephen King, I'm sorry, but Stanley Kubrick took your book, and he said, "You're a pretty good little writer, but I'm going to rewrite this shit." He rewrote it. He made it better. You got pissed off. And then you made this movie for TV that nobody wanted to watch unless they were a 43-year-old, somebody who doesn't like horror movies. This is made for people who like this Shining is made for people who the scariest they can take things is the climatic scene in Young and the Restless. That's pretty much who this is made for.
Yeah. Well, I did, I like Steven Weber, but I don't know.
I love him too.
I don't think this was a good role for him. Honestly, that's my opinion. It's boring. It's way too long. And I think what the problem was is you had Stephen King, who's a master author, storyteller, writer. Yeah. And then you had, on the other hand, Kubrick, who's a master filmmaker. So I think Kubrick did the right thing with the original Shining. And, I don't think there's any way to improve upon that. You're not going to ever remake this movie and ever get close to the Kubrick version. Ever. Period.
Yeah. Now, I think what Stephen King's problem was, is I think if he really, I guess, hindsight's 2020, but if he really wanted to try to do this, he should have waited till like now when somebody like Netflix could have paid the money for him to have an actual R-rated version that's correct to his book, something like that. May have been a better sell. This, you're like, you watch it and you're like, well, the only good thing about this miniseries is the fact that it's filmed at the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, where Stephen King stayed and got the ideal to write The Shining. So that's the coolest part. And I've actually stayed at that hotel, and I've stayed in the same room that Stephen King stayed in, that he got the ideal for, the Haunted 217. And that's the coolest part of it, because it's a beautiful hotel in a beautiful area. And that's about the only saving grace of this. If I can go my entire life and never have to watch this again, I'll be so excited for everything.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going back to watch that.
All right, guys, that's going to be our next Twitch Prime watch parties. We're watching the entire miniseries.
Oh my goodness.
Enjoy it.
And I think Rose Madder was it Rose Madder? Yeah. I mean, that was a great one, but it was still better than The Shining.
I'm going to scare the hell out of you.
Going to scare the hell out of you.
That's what he said before we started. He's like, guess what, guys? It's on TV. It's rated general audiences, but you know what?
I'm going to scare the hell out of you.
It's Stephen King. And I remember when this came out, it was a big deal, and they were saying, Stephen King is finally remaking The Shining, which he was not happy with the original version, and this has been a dream for him, and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it was boring.
I remember this came out because I waited, and they hyped this up on ABC, and they were like, it's coming. Get ready to be scared. And I was like, oh, shit, it's coming. It's coming! I was like, here it comes! Here it comes! I remember watching on TV and I was like, why is Tony floating? Why is this such bad CGI? Tony's all like, hi, Daddy! Hey!
You just hit your mic and it was like, boom.
That's the sound when Tony appeared. He's like, boom, hey! Don't go there! He's like, no, Tony! I'm Tony and I float in the sky! Woo! Ride that pony over the hotel, Daddy. Woo!
Well, it was bad. It was bad. But next up
shit.
is a movie. There is a movie that was made in 1997.
There's another one that was made.
Yeah,
it's gonna scare the hell out of you too.
Actually, was much better than this.
It was.
And it was based on a Stephen King story. So, this one's mine, right?
Yeah, I don't even know anymore.
Okay. Let's see.
Who knows?
All right.
Yeah, that's you.
Rival reporters follow a vampire who travels by airplane, claiming victims at small, isolated airports. First released in Italy, April 30, 1997. It's the American horror film The Nightflyer, directed by Mark Pavia, based on the 1988 short story of the same title by Stephen King. And I do have the poster for that. There it is. I like this movie. Charles, do you like it?
Yeah. I actually I always like this one. It's definitely better than The Shining. It's I like Miguel Ferreira. You know, I think it was one of his first leading roles he actually did. So I always enjoyed this one quite a bit. It's a movie that got kind of lost, and that's kind of what happened to it because, like I was saying, it was released in Italy first, and surprisingly enough, it was released in Italy, and then they could never come up with a theatrical release date in America. So it actually debuted in HBO in October of 97. Okay. And then for some reason it was released to theaters in 1998 in the US. Like, even though it had showed on HBO, they decided to release it to theaters in like February or March, and nobody went and saw it because they were like, well, that was on HBO.
Yeah.
So
I saw that.
That's kind of what happened with this movie. And then, you know, the fact that it was on HBO, it got kind of lost, and then nobody really went and saw it, and then it was just kind of a lost movie. But, you know, I like this one quite a bit. The effects were actually pretty cool. They were done by Greg Nicotero in this, and Robert Kurtzman too did them. It's a pretty different vampire movie. You know, it's a little bit different, but
it is different, and it's, you know, it's kind of weird. If you on paper, that sounds really stupid. A vampire flies from airport to airport, but
I'm a fly.
But it's actually good. It does sound super stupid on paper, though. I mean, you got to admit that plot is like, oh boy.
Does he call into like the local airports like, I'm coming down, guys. This is Bravo 137, big vampire.
Yeah.
Big vampire
Doesn't
coming down.
the plane say Nosferatu on it or something?
I think it does. Yeah, I could rewatch this. It's been a while since I've seen this one. You know,
I would like to rewatch this, and I have, and I think it still holds up. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's like you said, it's unusual. It's very atmospheric, and it's got a fun performances in it. You know, it's actually acted really well. And it's shot really well. Miguel Ferrer really holds this movie up. You know, he's kind of not a guy known for his leading roles. He didn't do a lot of leading roles, and he really holds up quite well in this movie.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. You know, Mark Pavia, who directed this and actually adapted the screenplay, like, never did anything again. So it's kind of interesting why that happens sometimes. You know, because this was a pretty well-made movie for it being like the first thing he ever did, really, and then he was just like, I'm done because Stephen King scared the hell out of me. I'm not going to direct ever again.
There's some kind of stories. You guys can just Google this because I have no idea, but I've read stories about the making of this movie, and I remember it being pretty interesting, and some of the decisions that were made. But yeah, check that out if y'all get a chance. People are asking where they can see this. I guess the answer is nowhere.
So this is another one, much like the Campfire Tales we mentioned. So it's never streaming anywhere. It's never been released on Blu-ray, which is a shame. Mm-hmm. There was a DVD released, and the DVD has been out of print for a long time now. And if they do pop up, they're like between $30 and $50 on eBay. And you kind of have to find one if you want one. It's one of those movies that's weird because you would think that it would be released because, I mean, basically all of Stephen King's movies that are not miniseries have been released on Blu-ray, like every one of them. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's just kind of weird.
It is, and that may be part of what I was reading about behind the scenes stuff too, because I do remember something about why it's not available and so on and so forth. But that would be a good one. I think this is I don't know. Scream Factory could probably pull this one off pretty well, but
somebody could. If everybody out there with the region free players, I mean, you can find a copy of it in Australia, and it's a region 4 DVD, but you have to have a region free DVD player, and you can bring it over for like $15. The best version of Nightflyer, if you have a region free, is to look for the UK release. The UK release was a director's cut version, and that's actually kind of known as the best transfer of this movie. The director's cut's only like 2 minutes longer, and the director's cut is basically adding gore into it, more gore. But the UK one is known as the best transfer available, even though it's only DVD. It's not that good, but it's known as the best one. So
yeah. Richard, did you read Richard's comment? He said he found it for Amazon, but that's the UK or the Australian version, I believe.
Well, yeah, and if you see a DVD, it may be a used one or maybe a bootleg, so might want to check.
Well, this says import. What I'm seeing are imports. They're definitely imports. So
yeah, there's some imports out there.
So just make sure that whatever you find, you can play it in your player.
Yeah, it looks like Amazon they have a DVD on Prime. Well, yeah, they have import ones, like you said.
Yep.
But hey, man, they'll get it to you before Christmas. It's $18, so there you go.
Yep.
Knock yourself out if you got a region free. So
that's a top of the list for 1997, though, guys. It really is.
That's it. We're done.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
The next one had the same problem for a while, but now it's available all over the place.
All over the place now. This is actually my top movie from '97. This one is.
Yeah.
A rescue crew investigates a spaceship that disappeared into a black hole and is now returned with someone or something on board. Dun dun dun. This was released August 15th, 97. It's a UK-US sci-fi horror film called Event Horizon, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, starring Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill, and Kathleen Quinlan.
And I do have the trailer for this one queued up and ready to go. That one came through, so good deal. So we'll go ahead and start playing this one now at the bottom. Yeah, this is definitely probably
at 0300 this morning.
It's probably number one
picked up an automated navigation
for 1997.
broadcasting at 2-minute intervals.
This is my number one for 1997. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I absolutely love this movie. I can remember the first time I saw this movie was on VHS, probably like '98. I remember it scared the absolute hell out of me. This movie scared the shit out of me. It was so much going on. It's such like such a Clive Barker influence movie when you watch it, you know?
Yeah.
You can definitely see the love for Hellraiser in this movie in a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's I don't know what to say about it. There's nothing I can really say negative about it.
No.
I like this movie so much.
It's super well regarded.
18 people on board this ship.
Yeah, it has
all accounted for.
It has a phenomenally haunting score from a guy named Michael Kamen.
Abandoned.
And he was a fantastic composer that was mostly known for action films. I know this same year, 97, he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and he ended up dying in 2003 from a heart attack, really young.
Oh, really?
He was like 53 or 54, but Michael Kamen did scores for Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, Highlander, Dead Zone, Iron Giant, X-Men. He did all kinds of epic scores. This score is so great.
The ship is reacting to us.
And this movie's just so creepy. So much about
What are
this.
you telling me, that this ship is alive?
It's super creepy.
such wonderful things.
Travis just brought up the fact that Scream Factory is going to release this one next year, but no uncut version. I think I've heard about that they couldn't find the materials or something.
I can't leave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She won't let you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I know Scream Factory was looking. I don't know. I don't know what's happened with it. I've heard so much about the Event Horizon release. I know at first they were looking to restore the original unreleased version, which is a little bit longer. It's actually quite longer, if I recall. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes, and the only version we've ever really seen, the theatrical version, is only like 95 minutes long. So we're talking like 40 minutes longer. This movie is, and it's starting to become one of those mystic things, like the Cabal cut of Nightbreed. You know,
yeah,
like everybody wants it. But nobody can seem to make it come out. It's like, give it to us.
Well, who knows? I mean, I haven't followed it very closely, but it seems like, it's usually somebody involved in the making either doesn't want it out or they just don't know where the materials are. So
might be.
Who knows?
Yeah. I know the biggest thing about that is apparently a lot of the scenes from Hell are apparently a lot longer. So who knows? But it's good, and I'll probably pick up the Scream Factory one that comes out. So I'd be interested in seeing it. It was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, so still earlier in his career. Before this, he did 95's Mortal Kombat. I know that. And he basically went on to spearhead and be the force behind all the Resident Evil movies. That was his big thing. He pushed to have that first one made and ended up directing like 5 of them. So really kind of what he did. But yeah, nothing much else I can say about this except that I love this movie.
Yep.
And I watch it, pretty often. I'd say I watch this at least once a year. It's just a lot of fun. If you guys haven't seen it, then go for it.
Yeah.
Great.
This is a definite must, but it seems like most people are familiar with it, so that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that is good, and it was shot really well, and part of that is the cinematographer, Adrian Biddle. And if you kind of get familiar with some of his sci-fi stuff, you'll see a comparison because he also was a cinematographer for Aliens that James Cameron did, and shot very similar those two movies. So
awesome. All right, well, that is Event Horizon. This one rises way up on the top of the list for 1997. The next movie is also a top of the heap for me as well. Yeah.
I bet it is, Lloyd.
It is.
I bet it is. You're saucy tonight, Lloyd.
I know. A genetically created insect used to kill disease-carrying cockroaches has returned to destroy their only predator, mankind. Released August 22nd, 1997, it is the American sci-fi natural horror film Mimic, directed and co-written by Guillermo del Toro and starring Mira Sorvino, Josh Brolin, Charles Dutton, F. Murray Abraham. And it's based on a short story of the same name by Donald Wollheim. Have you read the short story, Charles?
I'm going to scare the hell out of you.
I actually have. The short story is really good.
It is very good. It's very short, too, though. It's only like
very short.
7 pages or something. It's
I was going to say like 7 or 8 pages, right? It's
not very, but it's a fantastic short story. And it's one that you can, usually with such little material, it's one of those things where you look at it and go, man, they're just stretching out this movie to make it. But it honestly deserved to be stretched out. There's so much that you can do with this concept. So I love Mimic. I don't think it was my first encounter with what's his name, Del Toro, but it was an earlier encounter with his work, and it's great. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it is a great movie. Yeah, and you have to give props. Guillermo del Toro adapted that story in the screenplay, and it takes skill to take a 7-page story and make a 90-minute, hour and a half, 2-hour movie out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really well done. Guillermo del Toro is such a fantastic director, and somebody I'd love for us to talk about sometime, maybe on our Patreon series or something, because he's such an interesting style, and he has one of the best horror film prop collections anybody will ever see. He has some of the most craziest stuff.
He does. I've seen videos of that, and it is pretty amazing. But, I think he's probably one of the few top horror directors. You know how we kind of in the 80s, we grew up, or 70s and 80s, we grew up having these favorite horror directors, and you don't see that much anymore. But Guillermo would probably be the one right now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's so good. Everything about this movie is, so well done, down to, the acting, the cinematography is great. Again, this is another one where the score is really good, though. Marco Beltrami did the score, and this was him hot off doing Scream in '96, and Scream really made him a very hot composer. And Marco Beltrami kind of, this is early in his career, but he became a film staple in horror and action scores in the 2000s, even up till now. He did Faculty, Halloween H2O, Resident Evil movies, Hellboy, and he's even doing movies now. Like, he did Logan in 2017. That was awesome. He did the score for that. He did the score for Quiet Place. Even last year he did like Ford versus Ferrari and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. He's always working, but his scores are always so good. And he's an interesting composer because unlike a lot of composers, his style seems to differ a lot. Like, where it's hard to pinpoint, he's the one doing the score. So it's always interesting when I see some of his stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But
and I like this. I do recommend, if you like this, to seek out the short story. It's really cool. It's really, I don't know, it's just a good piece of fiction. So I definitely recommend the movie and the short story. And I think Mimic 2 was pretty good. I can't remember Mimic 3 though, but I was just reading your notes where you can buy the Mimic 3 movie collection for like $17. So I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, all 3 of the Mimic movies are actually pretty good. This is the best one, of course, but the other 2 are actually pretty decent movies too. So that box set's a steal at I think it says like $17. You can't sort of beat that price. But if you want to watch Mimic, you can watch it on Pluto, free with ads. Pluto is one of those free streaming services. This is probably not a movie I would say watch with ads if you've never seen it before, because it's really going to take away from the movie for you. But
yeah,
that's up to you. That is up to you. You know what you can do. But if you love smelly, stinky, giant cockroaches in the subway tunnels of New York, this is the movie for you.
Absolutely. And even if you don't like stinky, smelly cockroaches from New York, it's the movie for you.
It's good though. I mean, it's a pretty grotesque movie. It's got a lot of fun scenes in it.
And a very original idea too. So
yeah, it's a very original idea from a great director. Some of his early work, it's great to see him evolve. So definitely should be on there. Good visuals. I mean, it was shot really well. A lot of the underground scenes were shot really well in it. And yeah, I mean, it has a good ending. The ending left the door wide open for a sequel, so it had to come. So
yes.
It's good.
All right. So, we're actually on a roll. The next one, Charles, is another great film.
Oh yeah, this is a great movie too. One I actually didn't see for the first time until like 5 years ago either, surprisingly.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Man. I saw this on videotape years ago, and holy moly, it's a good movie.
Man, without remembering how they got there, several strangers awaken in a prison of endless cubic cells containing deadly traps. Ooh. This first premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival, September 9th, 1997. It's the Canadian sci-fi horror film Cube, directed by Vin Cesars, Vin Cesars, directed by Vincenzo Natalia. Yeah,
Exactly.
I said that right. I said that right?
You did. What
He
do
caught me by he caught me off here. So
Yeah. Good movie. Fantastic movie. We do have the poster for that. There it is. It's a good flick.
Yeah, Cube is so well done. Like I said, this one I'd always heard about, but I'd never seen it until about 5 years ago. And I think it was I don't know, it's one of those weird movies that escaped me for a long time. And I watched it and I immediately watched all of them because I thought it was so good. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it is. And you don't know what's going on until close to the end of the movie, and I don't know. It's a great flick. It's sci-fi, but it's definitely horror.
Yeah, it's definitely horror. It's a super claustrophobic film. Like it's just like, it's just you feel the whole movie. It's on a good level. I mean, it's only downside I guess of the first one is like the acting is not that good in the first one. You can tell that from some of the people, but everything else makes up for it because the story and the set design in it is so well done. It's makes up for everything else. I like it a lot, you know. And this is I
was going to say Travis mentioned that one of our upcoming guests is going to be or he was in this, Julian Richings. And I like Julian. He's a great actor.
Yeah, he is a great actor. This is kind of like, you could think of this almost as like a granddaddy to Saw, you know? That's kind of what this is, you know, in a sense. You got a lot of the traps and stuff, and this could be set in a futuristic Jigsaw world, you know, almost. It's kind of like the same thing. It does border horror, though. It's kind of borders more like a psychological thriller, but I definitely call it horror with some of the stuff that goes on in here. And I like it. You know, I like it a lot. It's almost like a mystery film too throughout it, because there's a lot of what is this and why is this going on. So it's definitely the first time you ever watch it. It's kind of a think piece, but it definitely has rewatchability as you go back. You know, some fun scenes in it.
Yeah. And I like the director. I like Vincenzo Natali. I may have been one of the few, but I actually like Splice that he put out not too long ago. In I guess it was 2009. So yeah, it's been 11 years, but I thought that was a good movie. I even did you see In the Tall Grass that he put out?
I did see In the Tall Grass. I wasn't a huge fan.
I liked it. I thought it was a fun movie.
I know he's been doing a lot of TV lately. He's actually doing one of the episodes for the Stand miniseries that's upcoming. One of them. So.
One thing I just noticed is that he was the storyboard artist for the Beetlejuice TV series.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And yeah, like I said, I realized recently, I thought the Stand was going to be like a 3-part miniseries. I didn't realize it's going to be like a 13-episode television show.
Oh my God, is it really?
I'm like, I don't want to watch 13 episodes of the goddamn Stand. I want to watch the damn movie. I'm like, come on.
I don't know. I'm really nervous for that movie, the Stand miniseries. I really want to try it out, and I'm hoping it's good, but I just have a bad feeling just because, I don't know. TV...
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
Yeah, Stephen King TV shows just haven't been great lately.
I told you my problem with the Stand is that first trailer for the new one literally looked like CGI from a Stephen King movie in the 90s. It looked like the damn Langoliers or something again.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what year are we in? I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, couldn't Netflix buy this? Netflix just throws money and makes things good. Like, do it.
Well,
but
I'm hoping. It looks like he only did one episode of that, so I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of TV now. Like, I know he did. I saw his name pop up in some of the Westworld episodes. Even, I think, American Gods, I saw his name pop up on one of those. And it's one of those directors who's really good, but is sort of just been settled with doing television. We're seeing that a lot more lately, you know?
Well, that's a constant paycheck, you know, so I think that's, you know, a lot of
I
people
like money.
just want, they just want to make their, you know, take care of business. He did a few episodes of Hannibal also, which was
did he?
pretty good too, so.
Not bad. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I always liked Cube. Well, since I first saw it, it's only been a few years, but I think I've rewatched it maybe 3 or 4 times since then. Really fun movie. You know, it's just hard to describe, but it's very original for the time, and it's kind of, when you watch it, you'll feel like where some of these later like Saws and escape room type movies were getting their ideals from. You know?
Yeah. Well. It's top of the list. I think the last 3 that we've done, Event Horizon, Mimic, and Cube, are probably some of the best serious horror movies from 1997.
Yeah, they set you up with this 1, 2, 3 punch, and then they laughed at you.
Yeah, exactly.
But the next one is actually kind of fun too. You got the next one, and this one is fun for a few reasons.
Yeah, this movie is just fun. Period.
Yeah.
When a jewelry appraiser is given an ancient gem, she unwittingly unleashes an immortal spirit that grants human wishes in exchange for their souls. Released September 19th, 1997, it is the American supernatural horror film Wishmaster, directed by Robert Kurtzman and featuring narration from Angus Scrimm. Wishmaster, fantastic, fun movie, lots of cool cameos and
so many cameos,
and they work. You know, they don't feel shoehorned in. You know, they just kind of work.
Yeah.
But before we talk too much about it, I do want to say that Wishmaster is probably the only franchise that went the fastest from 100 to 0 because those sequels were terrible.
Oh, so bad. So bad. I remember Wishmaster, and then I remember Wishmaster 2. I was like, what in God's name just happened to me?
Yeah.
Who did this to me? And why did they do it to me? I don't want it to exist anymore.
Yeah, please stop. Please stop. They were bad. And, you know, even the effects, you know, you could tell it in the effects that they just stopped, you know, putting any money into this franchise. It was just bad.
Yeah.
But the first one is I think it's a horror great. I think it's an iconic film.
I agree.
Yeah, I do. I really do. I think it's, you know, right up there with, I think the Wishmaster, you know, is one of our big iconic horror villains.
Yeah. I mean, I 100% agree. I mean, this movie is fun. You know, it definitely, of course, it's got some, you know, less than perfect early CGI thrown into it, but it doesn't really matter because you have to overlook this time period with that. And, you know, the premise is really awesome. Yeah, it's got some gore to it. We could throw that in there. There's definitely some gore. But like you mentioned before, the cameos in it are so great. You've got Robert Englund pops up in it, doesn't he?
Yep. Kane Hodder.
Reggie Bannister pops up as a pharmacist at one point. I remember that.
Yep.
Even
I gotta look it up. I can't remember all of the cameos.
I remember Buck Flowers in it too at one point, who I always liked him.
Yep.
There's a lot of cameos.
Ted Raimi, Dan Hicks, Joe Pilato. We mentioned the rest. I don't see. Maybe there's some more down the list here that I'm not seeing. Frank Nicotero is there. I wonder if that's Greg's brother.
It's probably his second brother, his mother, his brother's son.
Tony Todd is in it. Howard Berger. Tony Todd plays Johnny Valentine.
That's a great name.
Tom Savini.
Yeah.
And executive produced by Wes Craven.
Of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course it is.
Manfredini.
Oh, Manfredini. Good old Manfredini. You know, he rode Friday the 13th forever.
Yes, he did. But Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on in this movie. Rob Hall was part of the makeup effects crew. We know Rob. Gary
Rob's a fun
Tunnicliffe
guy.
was in there as well. Tunnicliffe and Greg Nicotero. You know, KMB is all over there. So yeah, it's a great flick. The second two, just skip right over those though because they are pretty atrocious.
Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely like you mentioned, KB effects. It's definitely a special effects extravaganza film. There's a lot going on here, lots of fun stuff. So yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen this, you're really missing out for many reasons. I mean, if you like gory slashers, if you like fantasy horror, this movie's fun. There's a lot going on in this movie. So, like Lloyd said, watch the first one and pretend the others don't exist. And
yeah,
I got some copies of the two sequels on VHS, and I can't give them away. Now, the first one, like, if I have the VHS of the first one, like, I can get rid of those, like, instantly. But the other two people are like, I'll put them in there for free. They're like, nah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't want them.
When they don't want it for free, you know it's bad.
No, it's okay. Just take it.
So,
take it.
Fantastic movie. And then the next ones are pretty cool as far as what Scream started. The next one on the list. That's all yours. Take it away, Charles.
All right. 4 young friends bound by a tragic accident are reunited when they find themselves being stalked by a hook-wielding maniac.
Candyman.
Small town.
Is it Candyman?
It's Candyman. It's Candyman 3 in space.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
Uh-oh.
What was I gonna say? Okay, guys, this was released October 17th, 1997. It's an American slasher film called I Know What You Did Last Summer, directed by Jim Gillespie, loosely based on a 1973 novel of the same name by Louise Duncan. And much like Wishmaster, this is the only one you want to watch, and you never want to watch the sequels ever.
I still know what you did.
I'll
always
know
know
what you did. I'll always know what you did the
I heard
summer.
part
It was 2
4
summers
is being
ago.
made. They're going to call it, hey, guess what? It's me again, the summer dude.
The summer dude. Hey, guess what? It's me. It's space.
I'm back, is the tagline.
Back. Oh, my God. I'll always know what you did that one summer where you did that thing I know about, part 4 in space.
And it was terrible. You know what?
It was bad what you did.
It was bad. You're a bad person. This is a fun addition to the 90s slasher craze that Scream reignited. I like this one. I mean, you know, I don't know what the rating was on this, but that was a lot of the stuff that they got wrong. This one was an R, though. So maybe that's why I liked it. I don't know. But
I know what you did summer. Yeah, that was a R.
Yeah.
It was definitely an R movie.
Some of the PG-13, you know, Scream knockoffs were kind of what gave this whole series a bad name, you know, or the whole subgenre, I guess. But this one was good. I thought it was a fun movie. It's just a slasher flick, so you're not going to take it too seriously. But it's got, what do you call her? Sarah Michelle Gellar from that vampire TV show. I can't remember what that was. I never watched it. Buffy.
You're Buffy. Don't call me Buffy in front of everybody. Don't do that.
Wasn't she in Scream also? One of the Scream movies?
She probably was. Everybody was in those movies.
Yeah.
Nah. I think she was in Scream 2.
That's right. Scream 2.
Yeah. Yeah, Jennifer Love Hewitt was in this. You know, I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think the first one is kind of fun. It's an R, like you said, but it's definitely teetering more towards the teeny bop feel crowd to it.
Yeah.
But it's a little hokey, but you know, at the time it was a fun. You know, for a while, this was always seen as like a companion piece to Scream. It was like there's Scream and there's I Know What You Did Last Summer. People were like, have you seen those movies? They're so scary. I'm going to go see it with my friend Melinda. We're going to get scared. And Billy's going to take me. Billy, yeah, girl, I'll take care of you. I'm scared too because I know what you did.
One thing that I didn't remember, I rewatched this movie not too long ago, and I forgot that Johnny Galecki was in it. Third Rock
Johnny
from
Galecki.
the Sun, or what is it? No, what is it called? The Big Bang Theory. That's right.
Oh.
But yeah, on second viewing, I noticed that he was in it. So
yeah, I mean, this was one of the better movies from Scream to come out. I mean, after Scream made it big, they were immediately like, we need 36 more Screams ASAP. People were like, yeah, one of them's got to have a hook, two of them got to be in space, one of them's got to be by a campfire, and that's it. Like, all right, we're doing it.
what do you think? What do you think the worst of all of those that came out was? I want to say
there was
the one that comes to mind first for me is the one that Molly Ringwald was in. I don't even remember the name of that one. Do you remember?
I don't know either. The one that comes to my mind is the 2001 film Valentine with Denise Richards and Katherine Heigl. Such a horrible movie that's basically trying to copycat Scream, and it's just what holidays left? Valentine's Day. Yeah. Did somebody do that? No. Nobody's ever made a Valentine's horror movie.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't think that's been tapped into yet.
Yeah. Like, I know about 36 of them. No, nobody's made it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold back.
That movie was a disappointment. It could have been much better.
Yeah. There's a lot, though. There's a lot of straight-to-video ones that were bad, too. I think earlier one, I guess it wasn't too bad, because Urban Legend wasn't so bad, because Urban Legend came out. That wasn't so bad, but then there was another movie they made really crappy sequels to.
Okay, so maybe I'm not remembering it right, but Cut was the movie. Came out in 2000, and it had Molly Ringwald in it. It was an Australian
I know that
slasher
movie.
flick.
Yeah, that's a bad movie. Don't ever watch that one. We should just have a list of movies that nobody should ever watch. We'll just keep updating it. Never watch this movie. And then we'll submit it to all the streaming services so they can take them down. Mm-hmm. Like, don't subject people to this.
Yeah, Twitch Nate and Mr. 80s asked about Office Killer. It's not Office Killer, it's Cut. And I remember Office Killer, but I don't remember if I liked it or not. It's been a long time since I've seen Office Killer.
Yeah, but Cut's really bad.
Yeah,
this is Molly Ringwald in a weird time, because that was like the end of Molly Ringwald's kind of career almost.
And it feels very direct to video ish, and I don't know, it just wasn't a very good movie.
Office Killer also came out in '97, I believe.
Did it?
And it also had Molly Ringwald in it too, but I'm not a fan of that movie. So
I saw that on cable years ago. Probably right after it came out, and I don't remember a whole lot. I thought I liked it at the time, but who knows? It'll take another viewing.
That happened to me with Land Before Time 3. You know, I thought I liked it, but turns out I didn't.
Yeah. They're talking about Urban Legend. I thought Urban Legend 1 and 2 were good too.
You know, I liked the first Urban Legend. I didn't really like the sequels. Those were kind of the three movies that always stuck out at the time that people always liked. Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Urban Legend. You know. Mm-hmm. But Urban Legend, the final cut, the sequel, wasn't a big fan. But, there's worse out there.
That's right.
But I Know What You Did Last Summer is about people who do something, and this guy waits a year, and he says, look, I know what you did last summer. And they're like, oh, and they're like, I'm all dead. And then the movie's over. And then you can watch one of the later sequels where he follows them to Jamaica, and then it's just,
Wasn't Jeff Combs in that one?
Jeff, he was. And
he was like the Jack hotel
Black
guy.
I don't know, but it's one of those movies where you're like, who greenlit this script? It's like, you know what's going to happen? They're going to Jamaica.
And the killer's
Is he
coming
going to know what they did? How does he get there with his hook and everything?
How does he remember
He flies first class.
so many things? This is a killer with a great memory.
I think we should take all these movies and make them into like one movie, like one giant long epic. I'm knowing what you've done all those summers ago. The epic version. I done know what you done did a couple of summers
I know
back.
what you done did.
I know what you done did over there.
Yeah. So there you go. I know what you did last summer.
I know what you did last summer, Lloyd.
Call Movie Phone.
Thank you for calling. If you'd like to hear Lloyd Cryer talk about movies, press 1. If you'd like to hear more about I know what you did last summer, press 2. If you want to hear about I still know what you did last summer, press 3.
Press 3.
All right. 3.
So I know what you did last summer. It's a slasher flick. It was pretty good. Charles and I both like it. We say go watch that sucker. All right.
We say go watch that, and you can watch it on Prime Video, Hulu, Tubi free with ads. Basically, any streaming service in the world has I know what you did last summer.
This bitch be playing everywhere.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the only way you can get this movie on Blu-ray, there is a Blu-ray, but the only way you can get it is on a 3-movie set that contains Vacancy and the remake to When a Stranger Calls. And it's a whopping $9 on Amazon because they did bring out a single disc of this like a decade ago. And I don't know, they just didn't give a shit anymore. They just threw all 3 of these movies on one disc. They were like, here, if you want to watch I Know What You Did Last Summer, you also got to watch When a Stranger Calls. Nobody buys that one, so here, take it.
I think I have the old Blu-ray. It must not be available anymore, but I think I have that one.
Yeah, it's out of print. Out of print. This one's $9. And Vacancy's a pretty good movie, so this is a good buy for $9.
You can't go wrong. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right?
2 out of 3 ain't bad. Because 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Boom. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Here is a great flick.
Hold on.
This actually...
I have to cheer this next movie.
Yes. And I'll even do one of our cheers.
Do it.
Here it is.
Is this...
Get it.
Woo! I'm going to tell you, this movie changed my life. The next movie made me a man when I was a little boy. It made me feel the tingles down below.
That's
so
right.
Good. All right?
Whoops, I'm playing our celebration again. All right. A serial killer is transformed into a pile of dog doo-doo. Oh, no. It says he's transformed
it's going to scare the hell out of you.
into a murderous snowman. Released direct-to-video November 18th, 1997. It is the American slasher film Jack Frost, written and directed by the great Michael Cooney.
Oh, my God. Jack Frost is one of the most amazing things that's ever happened to anybody in the history of people. And Vinegar Syndrome brought this out to Blu-ray, and you all need it. And if you try to get it, don't confuse it with the 1998 Michael Keaton movie. Because
I was just about to say the same thing, Charles.
Some people do. They're like, well, I watched Jack Frost. And Michael Keaton was in it. It wasn't very good.
It wasn't scary at all. It kind of made me cry.
And it's the exact same goddamn movie, just taking the horror out of it.
It really is. The 1997 version is the one you want to see, guys. It is the superior film. The 1998 Michael Keaton version says it only grossed $34 million. It received negative reviews and became a box office bomb. So... why is it every time I look up Jack Frost 1997, Jack Frost 1998 pops up on Google? Come on, man.
Oh, God.
You know we like the 97 version better.
That movie's so bad, 98 version, it could be considered a horror movie. It's terrifying. Because you feel bad for what happened to Michael Keaton's career. You're like, this son of a bitch was Batman. Now he's a family-friendly snowman. Like, look at me.
Yeah.
But...
I love this movie.
This movie's fun.
It is a lot of fun. Even the second one is good. You need to see them both.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're...
yeah.
I know at one point, both of them were streaming on every streaming platform on the planet. So you can see these pretty easily. And it's the perfect
they're both
time
on
of year to
Prime
watch
Video.
it.
They're both on Prime Video.
There you go.
And they're both on Vudu, like Tubi free with ads. They're all both out there.
Okay, cool. So we had Shannon Elizabeth at the show a couple of years ago, and we got a request from Russ Martin for her to come on the show, and I thought, cool, Russ Martin, it'll be awesome. They gave her a hard time the whole show. And I don't think she was very happy after that, but
she was not. She actually mentioned that to me too, that she wasn't happy about her radio interview, and I was like, I just work here. I don't know.
I got a phone call from her agent, and he wasn't happy about it either. And I was like, I don't know. I've sent a lot of guests to Russ, and they've always done, had a great show with him. This was the first one where Russ just, he wasn't nice, but Russ is kind of a jack off anyway, from what I understand.
Yeah, I met him once when we had to take a bunch of people up there. I think I don't remember if we took up there a bunch of people to his damn show, and he was kind of a jackass to me. But
yeah. Well, when I met him the first time, he was kind of a jackass to me too, but whatever. I just thought that was an interesting story. If y'all can ever go find that interview, it's pretty brutal. So Jack Frost, fantastically fun movie. I say if you haven't seen Jack Frost, you got to get it on the top of your list right away. And like I said earlier, it's the perfect time of year to do that. It's Christmas. It's a great time for a killer Santa snowman movie.
We should have done a special on horror Christmas movies because there's so many out there. This is a top one here. It's so campy. It's so fun. It's the soundtrack, and it's ridiculously stupid and cheesy, but it works so perfectly with it. It is what it is. It's not meant to be an epic, amazing film. It is what it is, and it's there. It's supposed to be bad. It's so bad. It's fantastic. It's so well made. It's so well badly made. It's just so good.
It really is. It really is. And the one-liners from the Killer Snowman are incredibly corny, but they make them. That's what makes the movie so great. A guy named Scott McDonald did the voice for Jack Frost, and we've already talked about that. Shannon Elizabeth is in it, and that's about it for people you might recognize, I think.
There's so many great one-liners in there. There's one where somebody pops up and he's like, "It ain't fucking Frosty."
Yeah. It's great. It's just fantastic.
I love it. It's just, there's so many dumb things. It's just so great.
Yep. But like Charles said, Vinegar Syndrome put out a great Blu-ray of this often maligned film. They put so much love and care into this terrible movie. It's $24 on Amazon. It deserves your $24. It really does.
It does. What's the scene where somebody goes, "Who the hell are you?" And he's like, "I'm the world's most pissed off snow cone."
I don't know. I can't remember a lot of those one-liners, but I just remember them.
I remember quite a few because I don't know. They're so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and finally, I will say that Shannon Elizabeth, she didn't really want to talk too much about this movie. I don't think she even wanted to sign Jack Frost Blu-rays when people brought them out.
She was very hesitant, but she signed them. But she was just like,
that's enough. Bye. Don't want to talk to you anymore. You've seen my naughty bits.
Everybody's seen your naughty bits. Man, if I was in Jack Frost, guys, I'd be like, "Hey, everybody, so you know I was in Jack Frost. Everybody know I'm signing shit. Jack Frost, I was policeman number 3 on the side, but hey, I was in Jack Frost. Hey, you over there, do you know I was in Jack Frost? Over here.
Yeah.
I was in Jack Frost. So you know. Thanks for delivering my package. You know I was in Jack Frost.
Exactly.
You didn't know it, did you?
Just wanted to let you know.
Just want to let you know, in case you ever see me again, I'm happy to sign something for you. I was in Jack Frost. They'd be like, "The movie with Michael Keaton?" I'd be like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
J.D. Smith, DigiArtist, said Shannon Elizabeth should have more fun with it. She was naked in a movie where a kid humps a pie. Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's not like she's this. She has this amazing list of highbrow art films or something that she's been in.
Chrissy Gillian said the week of Christmas we have to do a Christmas special.
You know what? When you mentioned that, I was going to ask you, maybe Wednesday night, since we're not even going to have a Friday night or a Friday interview, or we're not going to do anything Saturday, I wouldn't guess. I don't know what we're going to do, but I say the 23rd, instead of 98, let's do a Christmas special.
Let's do a Christmas extravaganza and talk about Christmas horror films.
Okay,
that's what we need to do.
I'm in.
That's
a favorite subject.
Let's pick some of our favorites together, Lloyd.
Okay, I have a list, brother.
I throw them down because I got a list too. That's all I've been watching.
Of course, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Don't give them away, Lloyd.
Okay,
we gotta wait. We gotta wait.
You know that's going to be one of them. But there's another one that we have to discuss.
Well,
there's a bunch of them.
You know one of mine because I've been screaming about it for 3 months.
Yeah,
now,
you have. You have. Okay.
Dear God.
All right.
It's happening.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Next Wednesday, we're not doing 98. We're doing the Fragmer HQ Christmas Spectacular, where we're going to discuss Christmas horror films, and it's probably going to last at least 6 hours with me and Lloyd. So just get ready, because there's no end to it. We'll do some trailers and shit. We'll get the media working. We're doing it.
We're doing this. Chrissy Gilliland said that she's got a long list of stuff she wants for us to discuss. So send it over. If you guys want to hear us talk about certain topics or whatever, message us. We'd love to do that. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. We're just like, hey, what do you want to do, Charles? Let's talk about this. Okay, boom. So yeah, if you guys have suggestions, let us know.
Well, I'm actually kind of glad that a lot of our media failed us today because it gives us a more chance to talk more.
Right.
I like talking. That's what we're supposed to be doing here.
It's perfect. So, I'm trying to remember. Okay, we're on Jack Frost.
we don't have to leave Jack Frost because Jack Frost is Jack Frost. You guys, I'm probably going to put this on after the show again because I need to watch this right now. It's got to happen.
Yeah. If we're going to do a Christmas show next week, there's several that I should revisit as well.
Oh, like Silent Night 4, you know? The best one.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot. All right. So that wraps up Jack Frost. I think the next one is yours, and you probably have
the last one.
The biggest horror film of that year.
Well, guys, this movie is about Sidney Prescott. You know who that is?
Never
Sidney
heard of
Prescott.
her.
Well, this bitch, she thought she was finally going to put these shocking done murders behind her until she went up to college. She said, I'm going up to college and I'm getting out of here. But the copycat killer begins acting out a real-life sequel in this movie. What? All the way up to college? Damn.
It's called Stab.
It's called Stab. Released December 12th, 1997. It's an American slasher film called Scream 2, directed by a guy nobody knows named Wes Craven. Scream 2.
There you go.
Well, we knew there was going to be a Scream 2 because Scream 1 was so popular. You know, what are you gonna do? But you know, they kind of wanted they had the ideal for Scream 2 while they were doing Scream, because like
they had the idea when they made a shit ton of money with Scream. They said, I got an idea, let's make another.
Seriously. But Kevin Williamson, who wrote the first Scream, kind of wrote a treatment for a couple of sequels just in case. But at the first weekend of Scream, I mean, Dimension Films and was kind of just like, hey, I got this blank check for you. Can you bring me Scream 2 in exactly 3 months? And they're like, yeah. What are they going to do? She got to go up to college. Oh, shit. I'm excited. It's going to be great.
I don't know, man. I quickly lost interest in Scream after the first one. I know that's, you know, I don't know. That's just the way I was.
We knew there was going to be sequels. I mean, even Williamson was even contracted for like 2 or 3 sequels before the first one came out. So I think they knew they had a hit in their hands before it even came out. Yeah. I mean, the original, I think Williamson's original ideal for Scream was was going to kind of go the way of like how Halloween went. Like he wanted each one to be about a different story and a different killer. And the success of Scream, they basically said, "Oh hell no, this could be about Ghostface.
Yeah, you're going to run the formula. It's all
so it's just like Halloween, just like Halloween." But I love Scream. I wasn't the biggest fan of Scream 2. Some people really like this one. I mean, to me, it's just I don't know. It just seems like a movie that was thrown out so people could watch another Scream. Nothing against Wes Craven. He's a great director, and his directing skills shine in this movie.
That love Scream 2 because
no.
Man, I know this whole series has a massive following.
It does. You know, I wouldn't even say to the point that I think Scream 2 is a bad movie. I think it's actually a decently made movie. It's just I don't find it particularly rewatchable. I guess what I'm trying to say, because I watched it and I was like, okay, it's a decent continuation. It's not that good, but it's not where I like want to sit down and rewatch Scream 2, where I can watch Scream like over and over again. Like I love the first Scream.
Yeah, I do
but
too.
Scream 2, I'm like, it's probably been 10 years since I've seen this movie, and I can maybe just now go back and rewatch the second and third one, you know. But it's just one of those. It was just felt like, you know, let's get it out quick, because I mean this was released less than a year from the day the original one was put in theaters, and that is a quick turnaround. It is a very quick
especially
turnaround.
for 1996, 97.
Yeah, so I guess it helped a little bit that he was already contracted, so he probably was already writing a little bit, and they basically just turned around and started making another one.
Yeah.
But I think it's anybody who loves the entire Scream series. Like I said, I'm not saying Scream 2 is bad. I just don't find it that as rewatchable as the first one. You know, it's just like, all right, it's there.
Right.
But
I'm kind of the
what
same
I did
way.
like is I did like the stab thing at the beginning where they're like in the theater. That was a fun opening.
Yeah.
That was a cool opening.
And that made
I
a
liked
cool parody in the Scary Movie.
Yeah. So that's something really cool where it starts, where, you know, like they've made this movie off of something that we've actually seen happen. It's like a movie within a movie thing. Was pretty cool, but that was kind of my highlight of that. It's kind of fun, but
yeah, and
you know.
and like us, we're both saying we would never talk down about flicks that other people like, but Scream 2 just, I don't know, it just wasn't my thing. So, you know, I get it.
Yeah. You know, just because we don't like something, you know, it doesn't mean that you don't have to like. I mean, there's stuff that we like that nobody else likes,
like Jack Frost.
like Jack Frost. People are gonna go buy this movie. They're gonna be like, "Give me my $24 back." I would be like, "No, you have to see it."
Yeah. Hendershot 555 says, with all deference to Bob Clark, I love the Black Christmas remake. So, since we're doing this show next week, I'm gonna have to watch that. I haven't watched it. I've heard nothing but bad things about it. Apparently, Hendershot 555 likes it, so I guess I'll have to check that out. That's homework for everybody.
All right,
let's watch the second Black Christmas remake.
All right, Lloyd. Well, let's throw a sheet together, and you throw in, I don't know, a number of movies, and I'll put some in too.
Okay.
What do you want to do? Like 7 movies each?
Yeah, that'll work.
6 movies? 7? All right.
We'll do. Yeah, let's narrow it down to 7 movies apiece, and let's see what happens.
All right. I know some weird shit, so you know I like my Asian movies. There's some Asian Christmas horror movies out there too. It's not even.
Yeah.
Oh.
Somebody said that the new Black Christmas is a woke crap fest.
A woke crap fest.
Okay, I get it. But I'm going to check it out. So, that was our last movie on the list for 1997, guys. 1997 was kind of a slim pickings year. You know, there were when it hit on all cylinders. It really hit on all cylinders, though. We got to say that with Event Horizon.
I mean, Event Horizon, Jack Frost,
Cube,
Jack Frost, Cube, Wishmaster, which was fun.
Wishmaster.
Mimic. Yeah, you got to kind of dig through some stuff. You know, don't forget Vampire Journals came out. You know, the Vampire Cookbook.
That's right.
You know, but yeah, really the highlights of that year: Event Horizon, Mimic, Cube, Wishmaster, Jack Frost. Those are kind of my highlights for '97. And actually, when I first put this list together, it literally had, like I said, 6 movies. It was Event Horizon, Mimic, Cube, Wishmaster, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Jack Frost. Those were the 6 movies I had in there first, and I was like, all right, well, we got to have some more.
Yeah.
So, all right,
but
guys.
we do have an honorable mention video.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Let's go ahead and play that, and this will cover all the other films that Charles thought we should at least mention.
Some of them we probably shouldn't have, but we had to feel sorry.
Yeah, you gotta do some of it, right?
Some of it. I told you guys the hardest part about the newer we get is how crappy the quality is of everything out there for trailers. Some of this stuff's just horrible. Like, they don't care.
Huh. Witness. The resurrection. Oh my god.
I can't see it. I can't see it, so
Alien Resurrection.
I thought you were dead. Witness.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
It's got Ron Perlman in it, though.
Yeah.
And
bodies lying
is going to be.
Oh yeah, there were.
Many crosses in the house.
House of Frankenstein.
House of Frankenstein. I've never heard of that one.
God, it's a made-for-TV movie that's so weird. It's fun.
Oh, Leprechaun in Space.
Another movie that's so weird. It's phenomenal. When he jumps up and he's all huge.
Yeah, that's happening.
What did you shoot him with? Steroids?
Every movie needs to go to space. We've learned this. Right? There he goes. He's really big. It's so great. What's happening? Whoa, the leprechaun.
Yeah. Alien 4 was a missed opportunity, Todd Lewis. You're right.
Don't work too late.
And surprisingly, the
So forget the drugs.
best quality trailer I could find from this year was Leprechaun in Space. Somebody's taken the time to not only keep that trailer, but also fully restore it to HD glory for some reason.
Yeah.
This is coming from where like a HD quality trailer for like Event Horizon is like near impossible to find. It's really sad.
The fairy tale is over. Oh, is this that Snow White with what's her face? That's a good movie.
That actually is a good movie.
Yeah. What is this?
Night of the Demons 3.
Night of the Demons 3. Okay.
Yeah. Night of the Demons.
Oh, this is one of Charles's Chinese movies, right?
Yeah, that's actually a really good movie that I wanted to put on our list, and I did because A, it's really difficult to find good quality clips from it, and B, it's really hard to talk about and where it makes sense.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't put Anaconda on the list.
I don't know. You know what?
No,
I
I
kind of
agree
don't
with you.
want
I'm just giving you a hard time.
With the X-Files.
You told me that was your favorite movie. You have an anaconda. You have an anaconda tattoo on your thing. You know, it's really disgusting.
Well, what I heard
had
is
to see
that your Anaconda don't want none unless it's got buns, hun.
Yeah, it does. You know, you could do side bends or sit-ups, but I don't want you to lose your butt, okay? Because I've always been told that the bigger the cushion, the sweeter the pushing. All right?
That is right. Chrissy Gilliland, what was the she said Japanese, but what was the Chinese film that you put up there?
I should not tell anybody and just make them be like, make them look for them. Be like, what movie was it? Charles be like, I'll never tell.
Yeah.
I'll never tell. Da 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 da. Sorry, I'm blacking. I'm so mean.
What was it, Charles?
Is Leprechaun 4 the sequel?
Leprechaun 4.
No, it's a movie called Intruder.
Okay, Intruder.
Yeah, Intruder is actually it's on the honorable mention list, but Intruder is a film that came out in 1997. It was a Hong Kong Category 3 film, which super violent, and it is really about, what's the best way to describe it? So it's about this lady who's like a wanted criminal, and she's on the run, and she's trying to basically take somebody's identity, but there's a lot of really graphic like scenes in it. It's really, really scary. It's totally a Hong Kong horror film. It being a Category 3 film basically means it's super duper graphic, and one I'd highly recommend, but it's another one that's unfortunately really freaking difficult to find. It really is.
Gotcha. Okay, so that was Intruder from China.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm reading what everybody's saying about Anaconda. I can't talk bad about Anaconda. It's just a fun creature feature kind of a flick. So,
when Anaconda came out, I was 14 years old, and I liked it so much I watched it twice in a row in the theaters. I watched it, and then I went immediately, waited for them to clean the theater, and I sat down and I watched it again because it was Anaconda.
Don't we have Anaconda to thank for all the weird creature feature flicks that started coming out?
It was one of them.
Yeah, like Piranaconda and Sharknado and all of that shit. Isn't that the movie that kind of kicked off?
It was one of them that kicked it.
Yeah.
Without that, we wouldn't have Giraffe Lion 3 in space. That was the one.
So, everybody, Lord. That wraps up 1997. Thank y'all for suggesting the Christmas show. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We can definitely do that. Charles and I can make that happen. And then we'll just get to 1998, the next time, the next show.
Yeah. I love that idea, guys. Thank you, guys. If you guys have any more ideas of shit you want us to cover, let us know. We don't mind taking a break from Year in Horror and doing a show on something else. It's all fun for us. As long as we get to talk to you guys and talk about movies, we don't care what we talk about.
That is the truth, Charles. That is the truth. All right, guys. Well, I think this is going to wrap up 1997.
We got to give away.
But before we go, we got to give away Abominable. How are we going to do that?
I don't know. Come on, what's the trivia question we got?
So the movie is Abominable.
Abominable.
We should come up with a good Bigfoot creature kind of a trivia question for this one. What do you think?
Sure. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe something to do. Do you have something?
I was gonna say for somebody to tell me a movie that Sam Elliott was in that's about Bigfoot.
Oh yeah,
that's a good movie. That's a pretty easy one. Make it easy.
All right. The question is, what movie did Sam Elliott star in that was about Bigfoot? The answer is... Who's got the answer? J.D. Smith said the question is, prize question, did 1997 stink for horror? Answer is yes.
Yeah, there was a few good ones, like we said, but overall it was very lopsided in the shit category.
Mm-hmm. So...
I need the correct title.
The whole title.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to have the whole correct title. James Zuva got the answer first, and he's over on Twitch.
Oh, James.
That's right. So if you didn't see it, the full answer came in first. John Kolchak started getting it, and then Richard was saying it, but definitely James Zuva won.
All right,
was
James.
First. And congratulations to you, James.
Yeah, just get us over your address, and I'll drop this in the mail for you. Whatever is good for you. Either on our Facebook, or you can email me at charlesdoves@frightenradiohq.com. But, yeah, the answer was The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. And if you have not seen that movie, go watch that movie. That is a fantastic movie. It's such a great movie.
Awesome.
It's an awesome movie. And also, of course, the movie you haven't seen that you should watch is Fat Man with Mel Gibson, because I watched that recently, and God, that was an amazing movie.
I saw your Facebook post about that. You really enjoyed it, huh?
That was like, it's so... You watch that movie's trailer, and you think it's going to be some weird, campy, ridiculous satire movie. That movie is shot and as a straight, serious action movie. It is so fantastic. It's so great.
Yeah. So I need to remind Jamie Zuva, maybe, or anyway, whatever your name is, message us through the Frightmare HQ Facebook page, and give us your address, and we'll get this out to you right away. Sound
you
good?
can enjoy the fantasticness that is Abominable.
Yes, and that's in the MVD release, so
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
This is the MVD. This is actually a really cool release. They did a 2K resto from the original camera negative, 2K transfer. It actually looks really fun. This is actually a really fun movie, so I'll get it out to you. But like we said earlier in the show, the mail is super slow right now. So
yes, it is.
You may get it January, because I think right now there's stuff I sent out like 10 days ago that people haven't got yet. So
yeah, I'm waiting on a Christmas gift that I ordered for a family member. And I ordered it November 27th. And I'm like the post office, nobody knows anything. There's been no updates. It was delivered to my post office, they say, but nobody knows anything about it. So,
well, I've got like stuff I ordered, and the tracking on it just gave up like 8 days ago. Like, there's no updates. It's just like, I don't know where your movie. I don't know where your shit is, dude. It's like, we don't care.
Yeah. James Bird asked me to show the Streamlabs donation link, and I'm gonna do that for him real quick. Wait a minute. Not that last one. Yeah, that's it. That's the right one. The Streamlabs link.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you guys can tip us, or we don't care about that.
Yeah. You're like, what? We don't care about that.
We're here to have fun, and this is what we're doing, though. I'm really excited about you to do a Christmas special, because I've been wanting to do that, you know?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Glad somebody mentioned that, because I thought about that. Maybe it was like last month, and I totally forgot. Man, there's some good Christmas movies out there. There's some good Christmas movies.
It's going to be fun, so make sure you join us Wednesday. I think that's just about going to wrap up tonight's show, unless you have something else, Charles.
Do not. I just did a video where I talked about these crazy things, if you guys want to go watch it. These crazy cassette tape soundtracks that were brought out by Ship to Shore Media. The Frankenhooker cassette. I'll probably end up giving these to Lloyd, because I don't have a cassette player. I'm just like, look what I got. Like, what do they sound like?
You got digital copies with those, didn't you?
Yeah, it came with free digital copies.
There you go. So you can at least listen to them.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's going to wrap it up. We are done for tonight. Please join us. I just announced this. Friday. Yeah, Friday's show, instead of a Saturday morning show, we're going to have Leslie Dean on the show live. Friday night, 7 p.m., the star of Freddy's Dead, blah, 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 Nightmare, whatever.
976 Evil.
And, 976 Evil. So tune in for that, and then don't forget to check us out at the upcoming
Stephen Burt
show.
tip $20. Thank you
for the tip, by the way, Stephen. We appreciate that.
Ooh, Stephen.
There's the Christmas market flyer. If you guys want to come out, it is 100% free, even though the flyer says $5. It's a free event. Come out and join us. Meet Linnea, Leslie, Paul Taylor, and shop with a bunch of different vendors that are going to be out there. Get all of your final Christmas shopping done. It's going to be awesome. That's it, Charles. I think we're going to go ahead and sign out. Thank you all for tuning in. We had another great evening with you all. We appreciate you joining us. And that's it, Charles.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you Friday and then Wednesday for Christmas special.
All right, guys. Peace out. Y'all have a great evening and enjoy the holiday season.
Yeah. Do it.